Started. Right. Rennan, you're up.
Yeah.
And so you can say stuff beforehand.
Okay.
You can also watch. It's up
Okay.
to you. Whatever you're feeling in the moment.
Okay. I'm Rennan. I like to make designs. I like typography.
Woo!
I like women, but women don't like me back.
He's real though.
For this one, they kind of just wanted like that graffiti street art aesthetic with the "Hello, my name is" sticker in general, and then inflating and then blowing up. So this is like the first run with After Effects. So I thought it felt pretty good.
Nice.
I kind of
Just kidding. You were gonna say something. I interrupted you.
No, yeah, I was thinking like the way that it exploded, it was like the pixel kind of effect.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted more of like a balloon pop kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it was getting kind of difficult, so I just settled for this.
Good. We're here to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We can figure out the details later.
Yep. So like I said, it kind of got difficult, so I kind of for a different aesthetic. So I just went with just typography off of Illustrator, layered it out to different layers, and then went into After Effects. With different layers, I just went to a different cylinder effect and try to make it rotate off of different, what do you call it? Off of different rotations. And then the Take It Easy phrase was kind of just based off of Leon when he said like, if it gets too difficult, yeah, just make it easier for yourself. So take it easy was the first thing that came to my mind.
He really said that got really complicated, and he makes
Yes.
I'm
looking at him like, oh.
I'm like, he sent me this, and I was like, how do you do this? Like, teach me.
And then another one, yeah, so it was from the song Strawberry Blossom. These are the lyrics off of it. Flower Killer and Thriller and Vanilla. I cut it short to these two. But, yeah.
Ooh.
And then this one, yeah, it's more like a glass cut effect I was trying to go for. I wanted to have a bigger glass effect, so it's more wider spread. Yeah, I just ended up being as tight as possible. And I was hoping to like maybe a different kind of project, but like how it has the RE and then it cuts this effect and then to a different type or different letters.
Cool. Should we go back through? Nice.
I think there's one more.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Woo!
And then another one, yeah, strawberry, soju. Same from a song again. I wanted to have different letters to stretch at different times. I don't know how the T's ended up stretching at the same time. Yeah, probably just went around with the different keyframes.
Cool. Alright, so this first one. Yeah. Of course you're gonna be dogging on yourself. Be like, oh, this isn't perfect. But I saw the vision since the start.
Yeah.
You know, and even now the way you executed it, it's clear. If we had more time, if you were being paid to do this, let's do another week so we can make some revisions, right?
Yeah.
But I think this is more than solid for your first approach, especially since your first time on After Effects. Like, again, to even find this explosion effect, that is emotional labor.
Right.
You gotta sit in front of the helicopter cockpit that is After Effects and decide, okay, now I gotta let myself go and just try something out. So I see it. I mean, yeah, you can always polish something, but it looks real good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I feel like I know you wanted it to look like a balloon, but to me it looks like confetti coming out of a balloon. Which is fine too.
so when it breaks out into those pixels, like my brain already kind of
Okay.
expects it a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really, yeah, I think it's great.
Okay.
And I love how, I mean, the sticker itself is static. You know, hello, my name is, and that framing, that's so important and vital to the street art reference. You know, so I think that's a big part of the story. Cool, let's go to the next one.
I don't even know how to do this. Like,
Right, I'm
you're
like,
you're like, oh, I just, took it easy and made it simple. I'm like, I don't even know. Like, you have gradients on them. Like, they get lighter as you
Right.
go to the left side, they're darker on the right side. Like, I don't even know how to set it up. And it could be, like, a matter of just, like, having text and then picking effects, which is, like, pretty much all After Effects is. But, yeah, like, you made this your own. Like, people could have done it, like, 5 different ways, but this is definitely, like, something that you put heart into. Because I don't think,
that's a good
because I don't think
compliment.
if I was doing this, like, I probably would have done it, like, a completely different way.
Yeah. YouTube University.
There you
You
go.
too, right?
There you go.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Did you use, so you used 3D for this?
No, I just typed, like, I made the type from Illustrator and just created outlines to make it vectorized. And then I just layered it out separately in Illustrator and transferred it to After Effects. After Effects did the 3D effect by itself.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You pushed,
CC cylinder.
The cylinder, yeah.
you used it, oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing. I was thinking you could like slow it down towards the end. So
Okay.
It's really like taking it to the
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it was really
Yeah, I think stylistically, everything the Faith was saying is on point. Like, it's very much yours. I love the gradients you added. The lighting helped it make it more dimensional. But exactly what Mansa's saying, like, I am not feeling easy
Okay.
when I see this. I'm feeling kind of pressed, because I'm trying to read the text.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the next step, an extra, to really bring the story whole, is to kind of slow it down to some parts. Let us focus on an individual piece.
Okay.
Like, I am hypnotized. But oh so satisfying. I love the overlap of the foreground text and the background text because it becomes not typographic anymore. It becomes like these abstract shapes. I think it's a really interesting kind of illusion that you're creating. Nice.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
What do you like about it?
I think it's just like, okay, I really like how they transition between each other, like the words. I would say at the end where it cuts, you could put in a little loop just so that it flows, like, it would flow so perfectly. So that way, yeah, it melts straight back into the flower and straight back into the, what's the first word? Yeah, straight back into the thriller and flower. And that would be like, oh, perfect. But I really like this effect, honestly, with the words. I feel like the colors too, like the pink and the green is like really, really bad and together.
Yeah, I've realized, I think given that effect, because flower is a bit longer of a word than killer. Yeah.
Oh! I mean, I think that's a good example of a happy accident.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it that way. Like, I hear what Faith is saying, like, it could be smoother, it could be looping. But the way I see it, I also really appreciate this illusion, once again, that you're creating for us. It's kind of trippy. It's not really clear what's happening. It's seamless, it's fluid, and yeah, it could be polished. but it's a good first step in the way of really getting your idea to come to fruition. I would love to see this at scale, like multiplied in a grid. Like what you can also do, there's this effect called motion tile, where you can take this, drop it in there, it automatically makes it a grid
Okay.
of like a million of these texts. And so what if you offset? I think this is just a tiny little puzzle piece of your brain that you could then expand into ideas, right? And so next project we're doing something a little longer form. So maybe this could be inspiration for that, right? Maybe we don't come up with a whole new idea, maybe we just continue what we already started.
Okay.
So for this one, you said you wanted the little glass panels to be bigger.
Yeah, a bit wider.
Oh, wider.
So that like the cuts are more thicker. Because the way it's set up, so on top of the composition you're working on, you have to create a new composition, and then on that composition you have to have a gradient. So each of these cuts are like a gradient from black to white.
Oh my god.
Right. So I think what I need to do is have that composition a bit wider.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah.
So you got all the terms and technology. I know what you're saying, but like thinking back, and I'm like composition and layers. Great Lord. But I think I really like it actually. And if that's the way you did it, I was gonna say something, but now it probably is too complicated. Is this supposed to spell out your name like the R?
Yeah, just
Okay.
the first two, yeah.
I think this would be so cool if it started off small and then got wider for like the rest of your name. So like the cuts are bigger as it like progresses down your name. I think that would be cool. So I think this is like a good starting piece if you wanted to like develop a longer composition.
Yeah, I think I agree with her because like your other pieces have like a storytelling aspect to it, but this one's like now that I know it's your name, it makes more sense. But it would be cool to see it like go from RE to like your whole name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I didn't even think about it like that. Like, I was just mesmerized by the technical, of this. Like, how did you do this? But you're right. The other pieces have this storytelling element to it that this one is almost lacking. And so exactly what Faith said. What if we did some zoom in, zoom out? What if there was a progression of the widening of these bars, right? Like, what I was going to say too is like, I think the way the effect works with these letters, I think it makes it seem seamless. Even though it kind of juts back, when there's a clear cut, because it's already such a sharp visual, I think that kind of works for it. So it seems very seamless and looping to me, and I think it's consistent in that regard. I definitely think the storytelling could be kind of addressed in this piece. How do you feel about all this?
I feel great.
Yeah? Good. You should be proud. This is really great work. And especially it's one of your first times in After Effects, and like you're just doing the YouTube thing. Like, this is a whole lot. Yeah, I could definitely see a lot of this work just expanding in the next project. And then maybe just choosing one you focus on.
Yeah.
Because it is a challenge to have 4 or 5 or 3 different stickers, and then you're trying to just experiment with different effects. But maybe for the next project, you just want to focus on one effect, so that you do have the energy to be like, okay, cool effect, now how do I make it into a story as well?